And speaking of Jacare Souza, because we kind of skipped over it a little bit.
Yeah.
That was a horrible arm break.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out that I believe it's not his ulna or his radius that it broke, because I thought that could be the case. It was actually his humerus that broke.
Oh.
So his upper arm broke, and he's actually going to get surgery for it. So, I mean, Souza was bouncing back against his fight against where we got knocked out by Kevin Holland.
Mhm.
Now with Jacare, he's a beast, an absolute beast. Coming from being a Strikeforce champion, really, really good on the ground as well. And the thing was, before this fight, a lot of people, and including Joe Rogan, were very skeptical that, can you submit a Jacare Souza? Is it really possible when he's beat
Considering
some
his
great?
pedigree
Yeah, he's
in
beat Gracies.
wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is phenomenal, and he's got some phenomenal records of phenomenal knockouts and phenomenal submissions as well. And not even that, he coaches a lot of fighters as well. A lot of them own up to him. A lot of people travel around the world just to spar with him, or even hire him to travel around the world just to have them in their camp. I was quite surprised though. I mean, the thing is with Jacare is just he's 41 now, 42.
I thought he was just 40.
Yeah, I think he's in 40s. And when
Sorry, no, you're correct. 41.
41.
That's old.
Yeah. When you sit right before the fight, you got the tally of the tape, you got the two statistics. They put the red mark on his age. They put 41 and
it's significant.
yeah, and 41 and against a 31-year-old. He was a whole decade older than him. Jacare, legend, love you, but he was definitely slowing down. He was a little bit, he looked like he was slower. He looked like he didn't look as wild as he used to be. His punches were a little bit slower, his kicks were a little bit slower.
He just looks slow.
Yeah, his reaction time's a little bit less, it's just, I think that's just why he got him. And Jacare Souza, he's got quite a few losses now. I mean, he's lost quite a few times. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised
if they cut him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. But the thing is, here's the problem with this cutting in the UFC right now. There's certain fighters that have got more losses that have been cut for compared to those who've been cut for a lot less. Like they're saying, why cut Tyron Woodley, who was a top 10? He'd lost a few times, but he was a former champion. But you haven't cut Cowboy Cerrone, who hasn't won since May of 2000.
Yeah, it's
19, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. I think with the Cowboy situation, he's saved a lot of cards, which is why I think Dana is trying to do right by Cowboy. I mean, you make a good point with Jacare, because Jacare is now on a 4-fight losing skid. Is he fighting bums? No, he lost Jack Hermanson, Jan Blachowicz, Kevin Holland, and Muniz. Now, with Andre Muniz, he is someone to watch. Because, no one was expecting him to submit someone like Jacare. It was not expected in the slightest. For me, I think we should definitely keep an eye on a guy like that, because that's a big feather in your cap. To submit Jacare Souza in the first round and to break his arm, that's insane. And that, being on the prelims, it's not going to get as much media attention. That's how you get more media attention. You break your opponent's arm, and that was insane. I thought that was incredible. What was funny was Jacare's reaction. He was so unfazed, but kind of disappointed in his arm. He was kind of looking at his arm like, I'm so disappointed in you for fucking breaking.
Yeah.
Like, he was looking at his own arm, being upset that it was broke. I don't know. I thought it was a good fight while it lasted, but he got submitted in that last minute of the first round, and I did not expect that happening. It was a nice scramble at the time. He got his back taken, but got his arm pinned underneath and
one thing I will agree with you, and it's the same with on Tony Ferguson. One thing they both have in common is that both men, they are literally too strong. Their mind is literally too strong for their own body. if you look at other sports, like don't want to pick on really any sports, but if someone got hit with that amount of force or even half that amount of force, they'd just be out. Like we see, like, I don't
Soccer.
want to pick on football players, but football players, they do fake a fair bit or flop around a fair bit for the slightest of things. And then you got a guy out here who's 41 years old, way past his prime, gets his arm broken, shakes the hand of the man who broke it with the good one, obviously. How funny would it be if he actually got that with that other hand out, like, hey, shakes his straight hand with the broken one, like, oh, you broke it again. That would have been funny.